Hey guys, this is a small selection of some of the things that we will be doing in Vegudairy coming up. I have some cheese on some crackers. We won't be making crackers, but we will be making lots of cheese. We'll be making some plant butter. We'll be making lots of plant milks. This happens to be soy milk, but we're going to be making a lot of different plant milks. This is Kefir, and I usually... there's probably a blend in there because whenever I have just a little bit of plant milk left and there's room in this bottle, I throw some in there. And some cashew yogurt. I mix it up with some cherries because let's see, I think I'm gonna snack on a little bit of it while I read off the shopping list. Let's see, you are going to need wheat berries or a gluten-free sproutable grain. It has to be sproutable. I've heard that quinoa works, but I've never tried it because I don't have a problem with gluten, and wheat berries is great for me. You're going to need some cheesecloth and some sprouting jars. You will need various containers for cheese molds, and those can be anything you've got in your house. That'll work, you know, little round things, as long as they're not made out of reactive metal. Some people use springform, little tiny like springform tart pans. Let's see, now for some of the ingredients. You will need some cashews, and I know cashews are expensive, but if you can get them in bulk, and you can get the little broken pieces rather than the whole ones, you can save some money. And I was just looking on Vegan Essentials at some of their artisan cheese, which goes from $12 to $23, and you don't even get a pound. So you're going to get a lot of cheese if you splurge on the cashews instead of the cheese. Let's see, Flaxseeds, Hempseeds, raw almonds, or, you know, unroasted. I know a few years ago people were fussing about the fact that they're not actually raw anymore because they're treated with radiation to keep people from getting salmonella off them. Walnuts, same deal, unroasted walnuts, unroasted macadamia nuts, unroasted or fresh raw peanuts if you can get them. Don't bother with roasted. If you can't get anything but roasted, don't. We'll just skip the peanut milk. Well, I won't, but you can. Dry garbanzo beans, dry yellow split peas, dry soybeans, oats, and okay, if you're going to make butter, here's the plant butter, you're going to have coconut oil. There's no way around it. I eat this butter, and my cholesterol is 91 milligrams per deciliter as of the last blood test, so I think that was like 6 months ago. So, you know, I mean, I know that's only in my anecdote, but I don't have a problem with coconut oil. I could probably eat more butter and raise my cholesterol a little bit. But you will need coconut oil or it won't harden up. You can also use descented cocoa butter, but of course that's saturated too. So that's what makes it solid at room temperature. You'll need a neutral flavored liquid oil. For the cheese, we will be using some food-grade activated charcoal for a special variety. If you don't have any yogurt of your own, plant-based yogurt, you will need some for a starter. And you will need kefir grains if you don't already have a plant-based kefir going. If you can find a plant-based kefir at the store, you can just keep using it like yogurt. And kefir is really easy to make because you don't have to keep it warm. You can just keep it out at room temperature for a couple of days, and it'll ferment your whatever plant milk you want to put in there. It'll ferment the plant milk. A little bit controversial. My buttermilk and sour cream cultures have been thoroughly veganized, but when I bought them many years ago, they came dusted in lactose. So you may not be comfortable with that, in which case you'll have to skip the buttermilk and the sour cream. You will also need some Brie mold and some blue cheese mold. That's the fungus that the blue cheese mold is the fungus that makes it blue, and the Brie mold is the fungus that gives it the rind. And you can get those from a cheese supply place. Or, if you know, it's too bad. Kite Hill used to make a Brie, and it had a rind. And, you know, you can, once you get your Brie going, you can just scrape little fungus off the rind and stick it in the freezer and keep using it. But if you don't, you'll have to buy some if you want to make it. You'll need some liquid lecithin. Now, I use soy. I know it's probably a genetically modified soy product, but I don't like the sunflower. It's a darker color and a different flavor, and you'll need it for your butter. Let's see, Mellow white or brown miso paste, white wine for the Swiss cheese, Nutritional yeast, of course, you probably have that, some xanthan gum, some tapioca starch, and some Agar powder or Kappa carrageenan powder. So you don't need to get this all immediately.